Hello, good evening, every one of you, respected promoter, president, principal of Lbrce College of Engineering, Mylovaram, all my dear participants, students, faculty members, academicians of different management institutions, members of Association of Indian Management Schools, and the supporting staff members of this particular event. Warm welcome to every one of you. On behalf of School of Management Studies, Lbrce College of Engineering, we are organizing this webinar in association with the Aims AP chapter. I, Dr. Lbrce Aims, Secretary AP chapter, Aims, and Head of School of Management Studies of this particular college, as moderator of this event. Coming to the Aims, Association of Indian Management Schools is a very powerful body and a network having more than 800 life member institutions, including IIMs, ISB, B schools, and other prominent universities and affiliated universities, autonomous institutions. Coming to the office bearers of AP chapter, chairman of AP chapter, Dr. S.P. Ravindra, and he is the promoter of Integral Institute of Advanced Management, Vizag, and vice chairman, today's speaker and resource person, Professor Raghunath Reddy Garu. He is the head of the Department of School of Management Studies, SV University, Tirupati. And one more person, he is acting as a treasurer, T. Srinivas, and he belongs to Yogi Vemana University, Kadapa. Myself acting as a secretary of AP chapter, and we all together striving continuously to create alternative online platforms to do webinars, faculty development programs, and other online training programs and activities since last 2.5 months. We are doing more than 20 programs we have done so far throughout Andhra Pradesh, which shows how AP chapter is actively involving and committed towards growth and development of management education in Andhra Pradesh states. More number of faculty members, similarly students belongs to management schools, universities are widely getting benefited from these kind of online programs being associated with Aims. Coming to the today's webinar is very useful to the students who are studying management courses, summer internship for management studies during present times, which is a very useful concept. People who are pursuing management program like BBA, BBM, DMS, MBA, and other management students belongs to different universities, IBS, ISB, and so on. Okay, then everyone knows management education has its own identity in the education world, even though a lot of innovations are coming in the other side of the education system. One of the important reason is summer project internship. Students are really understood practical business issues related to selected company when they do project internship. They can really prepare the kind of report based on the knowledge acquired from the industry during the period of internship of 4 weeks to 8 weeks, so that half of the management skills can be acquired from the activity of summer internship only. But due to this pandemic situation, COVID-19, students are not able to move to the industry for physical interaction, and it's not possible directly to understand the functionalities of the company. In this connection, a lot of brainstorming sessions are going on in reputed B schools, IIMs, universities, even in AICT also. Serious thinking is going on to give a clear line to all the students to overcome this particular problem using online platforms. In this connection, we personally invited a prominent person, a man behind a lot of Sai devotion, Professor P. Raghunath Reddy Garu, Vice Chairman of AP Chapter Aims, Head of the Department Management Studies, SV University, Tirupati. He is involving every day many different online platforms to deliver the sessions in FDPs, webinars, and other these things. Many training institutions, government institutions, universities, and other colleges, affiliated colleges, autonomous institutions are continuously requesting him to spare his some time to share the views on management aspects. Today we are so fortunate that we have an opportunity of listening his valuable speech on the given topic. I am sure that every one of you can enjoy the session and ask the doubts through chat box. At the end of the session, the speaker will respond and clarify your doubts. Now, I just wanted to invite our beloved principal, Professor K. Apparao. He is the academic leader, dynamic person in our institution, making a lot of changes and bringing the institution to the top levels. We strongly believe that in coming decade, this particular institution will become one of the premier institution and pioneer in the entire region of AP. Now, just wanted to request our sir to speak some words about this particular webinar.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good evening to everyone. Especially good evening to Raghunath Reddy Garu. He is our well-wisher. Sir came to our campus for one of the FDB program, like I think pedagogy techniques for engineering teachers. That is the topic. So, and on whole day, he interacted with faculty members and clarified the doubts. So it is really, I also attended that particular session. It is really very nice, and that shows that is a matter. I think that is only a 2 hour session, something like that. But SAR could able to take entire session. That shows the interest towards the academic activity. That is my point I would like to tell. So I would like to invite Raghunath Reddy Garu for this particular session and for accepting our invitation to act as a resource person. And the present topic chosen by the MBA department, it is an apt topic. That is summer project internship for management students. Now students are having many apprehensions due to this COVID pandemic situation. So they cannot go to industry to complete their internship. Then what are the other alternatives? How to complete their internship? Because this internship is going to, it is one of the very good academic activity which will help the students a lot. So more than I came to know from the moderator, more than 700 students are going to participate. Really, it is very nice. I'd like to thank all the participants for their keen interest towards this particular webinar. And I hope this particular event is going to be successful, really, because more number of participants are attending this particular one. And I would like to appreciate the Department of MBA for organizing this particular webinar. And I would like to my heartfelt thanks to Aims. Really, Aims is Association of Indian Management Schools, really supporting academic activities. So that Aims Vice Chairman today, our resource person is Aims Vice Chairman Sri Raghunath Reddy Garu. So I'd like to thank Raghunath Reddy Garu for accepting our invitation, and coordinator Siva Reddy and Nurse Reddy Garu for being arranging all the back, they are the behind the screen and they are doing all the activities. So really I would appreciate them. So I don't want to take much of your time because our resource person is going to give the insightful inputs on the internship academic activity. So really it is a academic topic of interest. So I'm requesting all the participants actively participate, and whatever clarifications you want to get some clarification, then you respond through chat box so that our moderator and our coordinators will interact with our resource person Raghunath Reddy Garu, and they will clarify our doubts. I hope this is going to be a very good session for all the management students, because sir is a renowned management professor, Raghunath Reddy Garu. I am very happy for after a long time interacting with Raghunath Reddy Garu and you people also. So thank you one and all. So I am requesting Adhish Reddy Garu to proceed for further action. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your valuable words, which really boosting us to do this program very successfully. Now I just wanted to hand over the session to our resource person, the speaker of today's event, Professor P. Raghunath Reddy Garu. Sir.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Professor Apparava Garu, Principal of Lbrce Reddy Balandi College of Engineering, one of the leading institutes of engineering, and also excelling as a management education institute as well, because Department of Management Studies I have visited last year for a program, and I found absolutely the energy levels, the infrastructure, everything is absolutely in fine shape. And I must thank Adhish Reddy, Head Department of Management Studies, School of Management Studies, and he's also serving as Secretary Aims AP chapter, for taking this initiative, especially when students have a lot of thoughts going through their mind as to how they can complete this important assignment of summer internship. And many people have concerns, like I've also been in touch with my students, and all the time guiding them, telling them what to do, how to go about. Recently we have even formulated a summer training policy document for the benefit of our students, and because this is something which cannot be postponed. Third semester, it is an integral part of third semester, and then there is a Viva which is exclusively scheduled in our university. So all the affiliated colleges, our college, if summer training is deferred on the lines or on the suggestion based on UGC and AICTE, they said either you find alternative ways of completing it, or you can defer it. Since it is an integral part of third semester, we are not able to defer it. So we have decided to look at alternatives available so that students will be able to complete it. Maybe this time we have made it a bit flexible given the current COVID scenario, unlike how it is being done in the normal course. So this year, whatever we have actually thought about and suggested to all the academic, all our students and affiliated colleges connected with Sri Venkatesh University. Handful of points that I'm going to share, and then, see, when there is a problem, when we reflect, we will be able to find some solution. It's not that problems remain and then without any solution. 100% we can find ways. So this summer training, in the current scenario, we can do it, and then fine, we'll see what are the ways and then how it can be done. Before that, I was having a kind of interaction with Adhish Reddy, because if these guidelines, if we have to only stress on, it doesn't take much time, maybe like 5-6 points, and then 10-15 minutes of interaction is enough. But we thought, why not we spend some time on significance of summer training, and why summer training has become an integral part of management institutes, and also how it has originated, how this concept. This will give us some additional, information other than the focused area for this webinar, which is how summer training can be handled. So I have just a few slides. Actually, I thought it would be a kind of free-flowing talk, and then I wanted to touch upon everything. And then again, we thought maybe like some description is given. You can just look at the screen and then try to take them in. Probably presentation would be helpful. So I'm just going to share a small PPT. Later on, towards the end, the floor will be open for interaction, and so here we are. Perspectives on summer internships. This is how I have titled my talk. As we all know, summer training is an integral part of management program world over. You go to any country, whether it's US, Australia, UK, all business schools make it mandatory for management students to work on summer internships. In most of the leading institutes, summer internship is quite a serious learning initiative, because institutes take up the responsibility of arranging summer projects with stipend with some of the good companies. So there is all the seriousness which is attached with this program, summer training program. In fact, when I joined the Department of Management Studies back in 1989 February, it's about 31 years back. I joined as placement officer, and I started coordinating both summer and permanent placement for our students. At the time, we had only 30 students, but then we were extremely focused on organizing projects with stipend and also inviting companies to campus for placement. For 30 students, the amount of effort that we used to put in those days, it was phenomenal. Like for me, planning visits to all southern cities like Chennai, Hyderabad, Bangalore, it was like a yearly ritual wherein I would go along with one of my colleagues. We would write to a handful of companies and then take appointment and then plan our day, like a 4 days, 5-day trip we make to all these places. And we used to have a special budget for that, and university was kind enough to sanction the needed funds for these visits. And we were interacting with good number of companies and requesting them to provide projects and also hire our students. And this effort continued for quite some time, till such time when we lost our identity, when we were admitting students on all India basis, conducting our own test, group discussion interview. At one point of time, we had to become part of ISET, Integrated Common Admission Test. Then this All India character, it vanished. Later on, we continued this initiative for some time, but now number of students have gone up, number of management institutes have gone up, and finding projects with stipend has become a huge challenge. But still, we keep assisting our students, and then to the extent possible, we do that. So basically, someone who passionately worked for students' well-being, when Adisesha Reddy said, like, why not we spend some time, sharing our thoughts on summer projects, summer internship, especially in the current scenario, I immediately agreed. And once again, I thank Adisesha Reddy and Principal Aparagaru for this opportunity to share my thoughts and interact with all of you. If you look at historical perspective, how it started, actually back in 1920, the word intern, the term intern, it was first applied to medical students. So people who are doing medicine, so first time in 1920s, that internship concept has come about, and later on the government and business corporate entities, they started making use of this new thing that was happening in the field of medicine, and slowly programs started being offered right from 1960s, but from 80s this has become an important aspect of especially management studies departments all around the world. The reason is summer training it's a wonderful opportunity for students to validate their learning in the classroom. So they are exposed to series of topics, courses. They cover virtually all the functional areas of business, and then with that knowledge, when they go to industry, when they get into a corporate sector, so they can actually try and use that learning, classroom learning, in the actual practical setting. If you look at the course structure also, summer training is sandwiched between first year and second year. First year, we are completing more or less all the core courses of management, like almost all institutes. Even if an institution offers management program, whether it's on semester basis or trimester basis or even yearly basis, summer training happens at the end of the first year, irrespective of the way the whole program is run, whether it is yearly or semester based or trimester based. Why? Because first year, the entire all the functional areas of business, like marketing management, finance management, financial management, human resource management, production and operations management, business statistics, mathematics, information technology. So all the core courses and then all the functional areas are covered, so that students have adequate knowledge about the basic functions. That is a kind of knowledge which is really required and essential, so they can apply that once when they get into project. But the thing is, over the years, people used to ask whether summer project is something that they should take up in the area of their specialization, and the answer for that question could be yes, if possible. And if not possible, students don't have to worry about too much, because it is only a short duration assignment of 2 months. So we had to pacify our students time and again whenever a marketing student was given a project in a general management area, or a finance student was given project in IT area. Sometimes, when the companies have good projects, when they want students, so while distributing students, maybe we had to compromise on their choices. And we had our own rationality, in the sense like a serious project where serious learning will happen, and basically this is only a short-term assignment, and then the intended learning will happen in any case. But the fact of the matter is, like, in the area of their preferred specialization, if they do it, probably they would be slightly better off. But otherwise, it is not a matter of serious concern. So finally, when institutions started adopting summer training as a part of the course, so now we are actually offering this on a regular basis. See, now if you look at college students aspect, this is something which is not just a matter of formality or just a rite of passage for students. See, some people make a lot of money. If you look at some of the top institutes, like summer training gives them a wonderful opportunity to visit places. While they work on the problem, they are paid well, and then in some cases people pay to undergo training. There are some government organizations also which charge some amount. But whichever way, you take up the project, whether it is paid or unpaid, irrespective of that, it offers serious learning. Academic credits, like I've given you the example of our own institute, wherein summer training is equivalent to 2 courses in 3rd semester for us. There is, we have kept 100 marks for Viva and 100 marks for project evaluation. So, for majority of the students, academic credits, and they get paid academic credits, maybe they are paying and getting the training. Irrespective of that, it is a serious learning opportunity. I'm just giving you statistics here. Nearly at this moment, 40,000 of the interns, every year gain real work experience in the city of Washington, DC, which is the capital city of US. One city there are about 40,000 interns working and then getting exposed. Then you can understand and imagine, like all around the world, how many millions of people are actually doing summer projects. Unless the institutions and then people running these felt that this is an important thing which would benefit students immensely, so much of emphasis would not have been laid on summer training. So it's quite a serious thing. Why I'm stressing on the seriousness of summer training is, I know many people take it in a lighter way, like 2 months means summer, it's more like, vacation time. There are instances when people have relaxed and then not taken it seriously. But then by doing that, are they gaining anything? If they really look back, when serious learning will occur through summer projects, when somebody is not making use of it seriously, then it's an opportunity which is missed. So when we keep missing opportunities in life, then we will end up nowhere. So we have to grab whatever opportunity that comes in our way. We should be ready to grab it. So I want students, irrespective of your situation, wherever you are, please understand that this is a serious learning opportunity for you, and how best you can make use of this opportunity is in your hands. Faculty will guide you when you approach them, but bulk of the work you have to do. When you are reporting in an organization, you can extract as much as you want by interacting with people in the organization. If you don't interact, if you don't take initiative, and then they are otherwise busy, and again you are doing a disservice to yourself. So please be conscious about this fact that it is in your hands whether to make good use of this opportunity that the institution has provided you in the form of summer training. Why are we doing it actually? Why summer internships? So these are the very, very basic things I'm sharing. If there are senior people who are around, this information is I'm sharing for the students just for their understanding, and it is very, very elementary stuff. But then it gives them kind of clarity. See, basically internships, any training for that matter, it's an opportunity for you to enrich yourself. You can enhance your knowledge, you can upskill yourself. Like if you take up a project in a specific function, like you want to specialize in something, and then fortunately you got a project, and then while working on the project, you get to know, like different issues connected with that function, and then usually summer project is done in two ways. One is the organization identifies and then gives you a problem. So then there is all the seriousness from the organization point of view, point of view also, because they've identified a problem, they are interesting you and they are paying you. So they will even keep aside the support that is required for you in terms of material, manpower. So somebody will be guiding you. That is one thing. In certain cases, students they themselves will have to figure out what they can do and then how to go about. So still, that is a big challenge. But once when you get into the organization and then start looking around, find out where performance issues are there. One way of finding out a good assignment on your own is you have to find out in that particular area. Suppose if you are a student specializing in finance or HR, what are the major challenges that the company is facing at this moment? Where they have difficulty, any HR function that they are struggling to handle well. So once when you get to know that problematic areas, then you can figure out something and take the permission or approval from the concerned executives or managers and then start working on. So in the process, you are actually gaining a lot of new knowledge about that area, and then getting certain skills. Towards the end of this presentation, I'm going to share with you what skills probably you can get through this. Management student, right from day one, we keep talking about presentation skills, communication skills, analytical skills, decision-making skills, critical problem-solving skills, conflict resolution. There are many kind of skills that we keep talking about. Seriously speaking, you can, you can try to get as many skills as possible if you take this, if you stay focused on this. That is the scope it offers to the students. Well, so other thing is it provides you a platform wherein you can start looking at your career down the line. It gives you great opportunity to, in fact, plan for your career. People who are career conscious, who have high career consciousness, well, summer training would be the launching pad. What happens when we take up summer projects? So I'm just highlighting some positive aspects of summer projects. Experience a professional working environment. What you are going to experience a professional working environment. This is what actually we basically expect students to experience. So when you go to a workplace as an intern, when you start gaining first-hand knowledge about how the professional environment works. See, when we are in the institutions, we keep talking about organizations, corporate culture, and various things. But once when you get into an organization, then it is first-hand knowledge, first-hand experience for you. So then you are seeing with your own eyes. So before you step into corporates for a job, already summer training has given you that needed exposure. This is one thing. You are experiencing that professional working environment much before, and it provides you n number of interaction opportunities. There are good number of people that you can meet, interact with, and in the process, what happens when we interact with people? Our perspective changes. We understand things in a better way, and we develop better insights. And we also understand how different challenges, which we encounter or come across at the workplace can be addressed. So this professional environment, how it works, and then it also provides you good number of opportunities to interact. And especially when you get into a large company, then where professional management is in place, you can just see in real time how different departments functions, and then how they are virtually integrated, and then how work happens in such huge multinational or huge corporations. One thing is, this assignment is for a short period, because you are working there only for a short period of 2 months or 2.5 months. But then this learning is really helpful for you to, as I said, make your career planning, and then go for right career choices. You would know where you can fit in well, what are your strengths, what are your gray areas, because while working on a project, then you would encounter challenges, difficulties, and certain problems, challenges you can handle. Then you can handle them well because you have certain inherent strengths, and it is then you understand what are the areas of your strengths, and similarly gray areas or areas where you need to work on with little bit more effort. We call them gray areas or deficiencies. Suppose if there is a way that you can take care of those deficiencies, well, then you can convert them into your strengths. For some reason you think you have difficulty to take care of deficiencies, then you can go for modification of your career choices. Okay, maybe I can't shine well in this area, I'll have to probably focus on the other zone where I have a lot of strengths. So that way this is very helpful. We all know how potential and opportunity summer training is for candidates to get absorbed at the end of the training. Many people, if they find summer interns have done a great job, then they hire them. In fact, they will be offered, the job offer will be handed over to them once training ends, because 2 months is too good a period to assess. Normally when campus recruitment happens, one day they conduct tests, group discussion, and next day interviews. In 2 days they are assessing and then taking a decision who is the right candidate to be hired. But here they have an opportunity to keep track of your performance for close to 2 months, and it is such a wonderful opportunity for them and wonderful opportunity for you. If you really impress them, if you really manage to do your work effectively, then what happens? Anything which is done well, it never goes unnoticed. It gets noticed, and then people will positively looking at you as a potential hire. So this is what happened. So like when you work, what is that they are seeing? How well you are working under pressure? There will be pressure. Workplace, there will be enormous amount of pressure because there are so many deadlines, and suddenly there are certain disruptions. Planned things may not happen. So challenges are pretty much there on a day-to-day basis. Executives, managers, they will have to surmount loads and loads of challenges. So workplace is full of pressure, and how you work under pressure. So this is one indication of one thing which clearly indicates how well you can absorb pressure, and then tomorrow probably when they hire you, maybe you can do well because they know it's not a bed of roses. Corporate jobs assignments are not bed of roses. There's a lot of pressure, and people who can handle pressure are the ones who can do well. Now, the other thing is how you take the lead on assigned projects. See, it's all about, we talk about taking initiative. We keep telling management students, you have to take the lead, you have to take the initiative. See what happens when you take the lead. If you are the first person to take the initiative, it gets noticed in a bunch of people. Even when we interact with our students, whenever we raise a question, then somebody responds. So such people actually, we remember them, and then we think of them when they're actively participating. Even when there are opportunities, if somebody asks us, could you suggest out of this? Naturally, we tend to look at these people because they have been actively participating, and then they have that urge to excel, and then they contribute. Naturally, it is their performance in the classroom which makes us think of them. So taking lead is something a management student should never shy away from. You should be the first person to take that lead, and then whenever opportunity presents, try to grab it. And how you make decisions in the process, and then small decisions also they are tracking, and then how you collaborate with people, and then sometimes we may have to compromise on certain things and facilitate group decisions, even if we don't like, but in the interest of the group, in the interest of the team, we may have to curb our own thoughts and ideas just to ensure that group does well. So these are all positive things. You as a member of the team or organization at that particular point of time. So they keep an eye on all these aspects and then take a decision. Well, here is a person who can be our potential hire. So other thing is like once when you are back from summer training, you start building your resume with different soft and hard skills, and summer training gives you a great opportunity to fill these gaps that you have. See, hard skills are what? The knowledge about various processes, knowledge, subject knowledge, conceptual knowledge. And when you are working on a project, definitely you do some amount of reading, so you are picking hard skills. And soft skills in terms of how you interact, how you try to find a solution to a problem. Problem solving is a soft skill. Communication, the way you listen and the way you interact with people, interpersonal skills, these are all different soft skills. See, this summer training, actually the experience that you gain, you can actually use it to highlight in your resume, like whatever you have done and what you have contributed. So that is one thing that it offers you. Then another thing is like I told you, different soft and hard skills that a typical organization looks for in a potential job applicant, because you would be interacting and then finding out what happens and then what they look for. So you have this knowledge, and other thing is like you can document all your experiences, highlight what you have achieved during the during the course of your summer training. So this is one thing. Any specific thing that which you can absolutely stress more, because in certain situations if you could contribute and that contribution makes the team or the group to do well or to come out of a particular issue, that is the biggest thing that you have done as part of this. So such things you reflect and you can incorporate in your resume. So you have to, that is one thing that this offers, summer training offers you. So unlike experienced candidates, what happens, see, when people are looking for candidates with experience, then they focus more on what kind of experience they had, and then how long they worked in what capacity, and then what all they did while they worked in XYZ companies. But as a student, you don't have anything, any experience to bank on or to highlight. So all that you can do is good things that you have done as part of your summer training. So I hope now you understand the seriousness of summer training, how nicely you can build your profile when you actually look back, reflect on what you did during summer training. If you don't take it seriously, then you have nothing to talk about. Some people, they try to share, which is not factual information, and they can be easily caught. See, when you are sharing anything other than facts, examiners and even see these experts from industry looking at our face, like this, saying goes, face is the index of mind. They can catch us on the wrong foot. We have not done something, we are faking, and we'll easily get caught. But whereas in case of somebody who has done a good job and has highlighted, he will be all the more happy and excited and charge it up to share it. So then they understand, okay, this person has done a great job, and then here is a potential candidate that we can probably seriously look at. Now, time management is one thing that we keep talking about. When we have loads and loads of work, then we understand how much time we can spend on one task, how much time to other tasks. So basically, time management comes into picture when there is so much to be done and we have limited time. And in work scenario, actually, you would see people running from pillar to post. Everybody is busy. You just can't take a minute off from somebody because they have their own work and they're running and then they're trying to manage. And so as a student, probably you may not understand the value of time. I mean, it's not that it's not a general statement I'm making in general, because you haven't seen or experienced practical world, and then you really haven't gone through such tasks where you have to finish something. Of course, academic assignments apart, which you are doing right from your school days, but practical business world, every decision that the manager takes will have some serious implications. If somewhere something goes wrong, then the organization will have to pay heavily. Sometimes small decision, if it goes wrong, then so people are actually busy spending their time, prioritizing various tasks that they have. What happens through this assignment? Unknowingly, you would be gaining mastery over managing your time, because you are watching high performance, and you understand how well they are doing it, and now you also try to do that. So, but the thing is, many people have difficulty to manage their time. Like you would have seen some of these best books, where great people have talked about one thing in one voice. What is that? All those people who have attained success, who have reached greater heights in life, are the ones who have judiciously used their time, who have made use of their time well. So please understand, if you lose your time, time once lost, we cannot regain. It is lost forever. It's gone for good. So summer training enables people understand the value of time, and serious transformation happens when they come back to institutes. They have, with this exposure, with this understanding, they become good at managing their time, prioritizing activities, which is an essential thing. So that will only make you do things well and succeed. down the line. So summer training is a great opportunity for you to network with a good number of people. Networking is something which is an essential thing in today's world, and there is a lot of cutthroat competition around, and then to get into, even getting into summer project, generating an internship itself, there is a challenge, and getting a job, there is a challenge. Tomorrow, like, when you get into an organization, when there are a handful of suppliers, and then supply is a matter of concern, if you develop good network with suppliers, and then probably you will be able to win them over, you will be able to manage your supply chain well. Otherwise, your competitors, cutthroat competition, when others are willing to just go that extra mile or pay that extra incentive to grab orders, then what happens when we run out of supplies, when suppliers are not giving us priority, then we have difficulties. So networking in any sense, like there are different stakeholders that we interact with. So each stakeholder, I have just given you an example of a supplier, but each stakeholder matters. Customer matters. So customers today, they are actually, we are there in the business because of customers. If customers are not there, none of the corporate entities would exist. So they are there to serve the needs of the customers. Many organizations are competing to serve the needs of the customers. So relationships with customers, relationships with suppliers, relationship with financial institutions, even government officials, community leaders, these are all highly essential. So networking today is absolutely very, very essential. And for you, actually, as a student of management, you can network with people in the organization and then maintain that network. So they will help you to get a job in the same organization. If they can't provide you one, if they are happy with your performance, if they like you, then they can suggest you find elsewhere, and they can even do the job of recommending to some other their known contacts, or giving you a nice testimonial, like we need somebody to give us a letter of recommendation, and they serve as good references. So this kind of networking, it provides you, and it is absolutely very, very helpful. And today we are in a digital world. Digitalization has become the order of the day. Easy to stay in touch with people. You can request them to add you to their LinkedIn network, and then see, and then you can stay in touch with them. Digitalization facilitates people to be in touch with anyone who anywhere in the world. So there are a lot of it is relatively easy. You don't have to make a call. You don't have to one small email through social media. Like you can send even using your WhatsApp, just send a small message. Hello sir, it was nice spending time with you. I appreciate your help. So I will be in touch. I need you. I seek your guidance. So some positive lines, 2-3 lines here and there. Then they will also feel happy, because when somebody positively talks about their experiences with them, so it makes them feel happy. So that is how you can actually stay in touch with people that you meet. So the skills, how many skills you can, interpersonal, you are interacting with people, communication, maybe you are making presentations, you are participating in team meetings, and then it gives you wonderful exposure as far as wonderful avenue for you to perfect or fine tune your communication skills. Problem solving, you are working on a problem all the time, you are thinking, and then what to be done, how to go about, how to get the needed data, and then you are analyzing. Analytical skills, very, very important. While analyzing a given scenario, you can think of all those methods that you have studied as part of your courses. So you use all that knowledge. When you are analyzing, you are using that knowledge that you have gained or learned in classroom, and then applying it here. So now digital skills. So today digitalization has become the kind of order of the day. It's a new norm, and then so you would invariably, if you are really good, but then what happens? Summer training will enhance your skills further. Critical and out-of-the-box thinking skills. Sometimes we talk about out-of-the-box thinking, but you need an opportunity to bring in that out-of-the-box thinking. so into play. So summer training is the venue, the zone where you can do this. Like I said, counseling, mentoring, because somebody will be mentoring you, somebody will be guiding you, counseling you. So when you watch somebody doing something, then you are unconsciously picking some knowledge about these things, and as a result, you become slowly you become good at that. So many skills it offers you, such a platform where you can actually pick the needed skills. Now coming back to the focused area, like why, how we can handle summer internships during current times. So COVID has created a kind of peculiar situation for all of us, no matter in which sector we are operating, no matter in which country we are living in. So it has literally affected every country, every sector. So academics is not an exception. So we are part of that larger society. So we also feel the impact of COVID. Now, like I was telling you, when we have a problem, we need to explore solution, but that belief has to be there, self-belief. Yes, we can do it. We can find alternatives. That is why AICTE, UGC, they said like either you find out alternatives, alternative ways of doing it, or you can defer it to winter training. But given our scenario, like I have made it clear in the beginning, we somehow have to finish it because it is part of third semester. So there is no way this could be postponed. So we are just going ahead with looking at what alternative options we have. So this is what I'm going to share with you, what we have tried to do from our side, and what all the institutions connected with our department are being advised or guided. So when people are happy working from home, like yesterday in a webinar, I was just sharing some information. I was sharing some information about workplace culture, and then how post-COVID scenario, what will be the kind of transformation that we can see happening at workplace. So there were a lot of research reports that I was just scanning and going through. So one report recently, it was conducted by CNBC and using that monkey survey, and they've generated a report wherein they've asked a question, how happy you are, and then during this current scenario working for the organization. And one question is whether there is any change that you have felt working. Nearly 50%, 51% of the respondents, they have said they haven't actually experienced anything different. Only thing is they're working from home now, but doing the same thing. They said we don't feel any big change because we are doing the same work. And 38% have said like they are very happy, they are able to do their work better because working from home, maybe they are able to take care of other things. And only 8-9% said like they are looking for some kind of change. So which means what? So happily the work is being done from home. 90% of them are happy, 91% as per the latest survey report. I mean, this is not my own thoughts I am sharing. These are the facts based on survey organized by CNBC. So when organization employees are happy with the changing work practices, then internships also can be handled to the satisfaction of everyone. This is my basic presumption. Based on that survey, then why are we breaking our head? Why is that we are worried about internships? Definitely, see, now work has come to a stop physically, but now work from home is happening, and otherwise nothing has come to a halt. Only thing is the setting has changed. So today, down the line, most of the work might happen from work. Fine, but work is not getting affected. What is that needs to be done is being done. So summer training also, maybe physically we are not there, but essentially what we need to do, if we are doing that, what else is required? You are getting that knowledge, those skills. Maybe in a physical scenario, you as a student, probably it's a different kind of thing for you. First time you are entering an office and seeing, but that aspect, fine. I would say probably you are deprived of something, but otherwise, barring aside, that physical, yourself being there physically. Otherwise, the learning that you are supposed to get, whether it is analyzing a particular problem or scanning through a lot of data or application of your knowledge, all those things you are doing, even if you are working from home and then like working on a project. See now, what is that we have actually looked at some options for the current year, like you can just look at this. This is what we have specifically suggested our students. Summer projects could be undertaken totally based on the secondary data sources which are available online. See, the thing is, most of the companies, they have their websites, and then you can access all these reports. Even when you go to office, probably you will have a hard copy of annual reports. Especially, I'm talking about those students who are actually specializing in finance and who literally work on projects like ratio analysis, working capital, and then there are many studies, financial performance. They do a lot of these projects, and the source of information, the data, basically is secondary data, usually in the form of reports, annual reports. And now you can access these reports, and then so for that you don't even need any permission. See, normally we would expect a student to get that letter from the organization that he has that they have permitted him to work, and the candidate has successfully completed. This year, because of current scenario, we have waived that particular option. We are not expecting students to submit that letter from the organization. So which means what? Students have the liberty to take up any company and then independently study and then submit a report. So this is first time we have created, we had to go with this option because there is genuine difficulty for people to go around, scout around for projects, even for us to help them also. So this is one thing. And suppose if the companies are willing to provide online assignments, there are many companies you can actually write, you can send mails, you can, it is not difficult. Even there are agencies like Internshala, and then there are many other organizations which are actually acting as interface between organizations and students. So you can explore and then catch hold of online assignments. And even some companies, as a matter of social responsibility, they are encouraging online projects. So that there are avenues, there are options, but we have to, with a lot of patience, we have to do some kind of search. You have to scout around for online assignments. I'm sure you can do it. And once when they accept you, then they give you the work, and then they give you the assignment, and you can just work on it. And then people are accessible today. Physically we are not able to be present in the office. Otherwise, all meetings are happening. Microsoft Teams, Google Meet, Zoom, and then there are many WebEx platforms which are available, and then meetings are happening. So you can, once when they give you an assignment, then they will guide you if they are really serious about the project. And those people, I mean, this is something like, if the company wants to give you a project, and if they want you in that organization physically, they want you to be present, then probably what needs to be done is we have to look at the guidelines issued by the government and then adhere to the guidelines, go and report and work on the live project. Nobody stops you. I mean, I am sure some people will be doing this, but if you have an opportunity, see, for example, I am operating from Tirupati. If some of my students get into Amar Raja, which is one of the leading companies, battery companies, and Amar Raja wants to have these people in their plant, well, they are also conscious about the fact that social distancing, physical distancing has to be maintained. So everyone knows the current, protocols of COVID. So definitely these things will be observed. If you have such an opportunity, well and good. So you can as well go and report and then do the project like one would do in the normal course. See, the other thing is, suppose you take up an online survey, like you take up some topic of your choice, and so if you can identify the target group, and then if you can access even a small number, 50, 60 respondents, you conduct a survey even within your vicinity wherever you are, and then take up some consumer survey, and then you can work on that. So you can generate primary data and then use all data analytical tools, whatever you have learned, and still do it. You are not doing it for an organization, but as we have waived this rule of submitting a certificate from the organization that you have genuinely worked with them. Because of current scenario, we have waived that. So we have facilitated students to do these surveys on their own, and even generate primary data and submit a report. And if you do a good job, you can even publish a good report. So the other thing that we have suggested to the students of our students is that see, a lot of research is going on in most of the functional areas, whether it is finance, marketing, production, and then almost all areas. You take any area in management, you go to Google Scholar or Google search, you would find a lot of research articles. See, what you could do is, like, you can take up one topic, one aspect. It can be anything of your choice, and do thorough research on that, like a typical MPhil scholar or PhD scholar does. 2 months, what best you can do literature review of that particular aspect, and then what has happened, and then you come out with a nice research paper. And see, you can prepare a report, and you can even publish this research paper in a good journal. So we have given this option to students. See, like what to do. We have thought about various alternatives, because UGC AICTE said look at alternatives and then somehow run through the formalities. But at the same time, we didn't want to compromise on the real learning. Maybe like some of the things that I have talked about, summer training, benefits. When you are not working, you are deprived of that opportunity. But serious learning is happening here. You can interact with people. You can you can see, when you download, there are some links which give you access, contact details of people who have written that. You can mail them, you can speak to them, and then still you are able to network, and then you can appreciate the work that they have done. If you have any queries, you can check with them. You can take their permissions to use some information from that article. All these things, still you are able to build up a different kind of network, and serious learning is happening. One thing is, we didn't want to compromise on the real learning aspect. So we looked at various alternatives, so that the job. And finally, this is the last thing, projects could also be undertaken on any of the socially important issues. Now there are many issues, so you can submit a report by working on a particular social issue. So I'm stopping here my presentation, whatever I thought about. So I have shared my thoughts on summer training as perspectives of this. So I'm leaving the stage back to Adisesha Reddy to run the session. Adisesha Reddy, over to you.
Sharan.
Hello. Adisesha Reddy, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so whatever, I shared my thoughts, and then now we will look at what thoughts students have, whatever any specific queries, you and I together can address them. Yeah, please.
One doubt from Mr. Sunil Kumar. This situation, our point of view, Sagishan students. Sir?
Yeah, I'm not able to hear. I can hear your voice. Background, there is some voice happening. I couldn't get it.
Yeah.
What is, you can read out.
In this particular situation, is it okay for the students to give project internship?
No, project internships, see, I have talked about various possibilities. If students can get a project, even if we can help them to find projects, we can do that, and then we can, it is our responsibility to ensure that this assignment is taken care. The last 2 slides that I have shown you, actually these are the various alternatives we have come out with based on UGC guidelines.
Okay.
Yeah, normally we don't look at research projects, and we don't look at social projects, but this year, because you need to have something to assess, but at the same time serious learning should happen. So we have had wide consultations with the principal and director and other people, and then we thought about these options, and this is how we are guiding our students. Still, the number 1 option is find out online assignments first. Second thing is, if they are allowed to work physically, it is fine by observing all those social distancing or physical distancing measure rules and other things. And the third thing is, take up any area of, if their area of interest lies in a particular thing, they can do some hardcore research, like a typical MPhil scholar or PhD scholar, and come out with a comprehensive report on that particular thing, and we can guide them. And see, for them, they'll have this advantage of publishing it if they do good work, or social issues projects. Then on their own, doing some kind of survey, not for any organization, but they are doing a survey and then getting some, generating some primary data and analyzing. See, they also have to use various data analytical tools that they have been exposed to in the first 2 semesters. So in that sense, like today, there are a lot of online tools like Incyto.com, which we have been using extensively. Then SurveyMonkey. There are free, even Google Forms. So people can design a structured questionnaire and then generate, and then they can analyze. Then they can submit a report. Only thing that we have waived here is this year that certificate from the organization is not mandatory.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, because 3 months lockdown, literally everything has come to a halt. So that's one thing. But at the same time, we tried and ensured that this opportunity they are not losing, and then they are gaining some real good learning. So we didn't want to compromise. So we looked at options.
Yes, sir. And we have internally make 2-3 discussions in the department itself to get clarity about summer project internship. There are some doubts related to HR projects, sir. Is it possible to get all the topics related to HR to do the project internship, sir? This is from our side.
See, the thing is, HR itself is a vast area. Like each function of HR can be a potential topic for internship. For example, we have seen even doctoral studies happening on one aspect of HR, whether it is HR audit, whether it is training and development, or whether it is career planning, HRD. Like right now, I have a student who is working on initiatives of human resource development taken by pharma industry. Okay. So that's a specific study. Then a couple of people have worked on HRD, human resource audit, HR audit. So if you want somebody to comprehensively look at all the functions, and then so they can what they can do is then they can briefly touch upon these aspects. They may not have in-depth, they may not gain in-depth knowledge, but that is fine. You can do it. I mean, there are studies wherein like students have carefully studied all aspects of HR and then prepared that report. You can outline, or you can, in the scope of your study, you can simply say that this study is confined to these functions of HR. For whatever, you may have your own reasons. I mean, constraints could be like you would know why you could not extend your study to other areas, maybe paucity of time, shortage of time, and also lack of, if you don't have access to data and information, then it will be difficult. So you can write all those things as part of limitations, but why not? You can do that. But I would suggest at least, if you let them focus on one aspect of HR. If it is job analysis, if they can do it, let them do it. If it is HRP, human resource planning, if they can do it, let them do it. Usually recruitment selection, they combine and then they do it, it is fine. And even today in training, there are different methods. If they focus on one particular method and then do a serious study also, we should welcome. because HR accounting, there are HR analytics. One of my students last year, she did a serious study on HR analytics on covering companies based in Singapore. She lives in Singapore and she got her PhD awarded, and she has done a great work, and won Dr. Lakshmi Kirti. So
Okay.
HR analytics is another emerging area. So you see what happens. I suggest you one thing. In any area, when we do Google search, what are the current challenges and then problematic areas that most of the organizations are encountering? So you will have a lot of things coming up. So if we need to do some amount of research before we start guiding students, then it becomes easy for us. So we can literally guide them to pick some topic which even industry appreciates.
Yes, sir.
Doing something
yes,
for the sake of doing is not the thing that we should be doing.
Yes. Yes, sir. We really accept with your statement. Except that the question in the chat box, when we observe the chat box, everyone is responding. It's so excellent and beautiful. We got clarity on everything. So no other questions, sir. It seems very nice, and today we are so fortunate because our principal sir is in the line till the end of the session, and he is there from 5 o'clock. He listened the speech for 1.5 hours. It seems how it is so impressive for the participants. Now I just wanted to request our principal sir for giving closing remarks on this particular event.
Yeah, thank you, Adisha Reddy garu. Once again, good evening to everyone. At the same time, I would like to thank Raghunath Reddy garu for really giving insightful inputs to the students, MBA students, related to present situation. So the COVID situation prevailing in the country now. So it is a responsibility of all the students, like management or whatever engineering. So SAR has given all the possibilities how to complete your internship, even though you may not go to the respective industry, but there are so many ways to collect the data, then analyze, and you can submit. So you may not get the certificate. So certificate is not a problem, but really for the sake of doing, if you do, then that is really nice for your career. So that is the here I think honesty is more important. Now we have to believe the student, and the student also has to take it as a challenge. Student also has to take it as now it may not be possible to go to industry. So how to utilize these particular online platforms, how to collect data from various industries, then they can use that and they can analyze and they can get the useful conclusions. They can get some useful conclusion and they can submit as a internship report. So really very nice, sir. You have given so much of information. It is highly informative, our lecture. And so I would like to, once again, I would like to appreciate all the participants for your active participation. That I think our moderator Rajesh Reddy is telling so many in the chat box, so many people are telling about that it is a highly informative session and excellent. So I am already at the beginning itself, I told I know about Raghunath Reddy garu. He is a renowned professor in management studies, and he has given so many sessions to even faculty members also. So it is really nice, sir. I would like to thank on behalf of our college. I would like to thank Raghunath Reddy garu for sparing time to interact with our students as well as other management students also. Now, so everybody, I think in this particular situation, everybody has to support the academic activity. So one way or other way. So physically we may not meet, we may not interact, but really because of this online platform also we could able to give the information, we could able to disseminate the information. So that's now it is I'm requesting all the students. So all this information you are supposed to collect, then honestly you are supposed to work out for your career, not for namesake. As sir told, it is not for namesake. Honestly, for your career purpose, to build your career, to improve, to strengthen your career perspectives. You need to now. It is our turn now. Our job is we can invite Raghunath Reddy garu and other people and all. We'll use inputs, but it is ultimately you people have to take it positively. and you need to take all these inputs. Then you need to, honestly, you are supposed to work hard for your strengthening of your academic activity, so that it is going to be helpful a lot for our career. So really nice, sir, Raghunath Reddy Garu, for accepting our invitation and delivering a session on useful topic, that is summer internship, sir. So I think I hope near future, I think within short time we are going to meet. We'll meet.
Physically.
Okay. Physically we'll meet. Online we are meeting, but physical meeting by God's grace. So within 1 or 2 months, we may all like come to the earlier situation, and we all will be very happy. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Normalcy would return soon. Let us be hopeful, and then let us live with a sense of. So I really enjoyed sharing my thoughts with you people. Thank you for the opportunity, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Lbrce Reddy.
Lbrce Reddy.
Yes. Thank you very much, sir, for giving a lot of boosting for the Department of School of Management Studies. In this aspect, I just wanted to thanks to our principal, management, president, sir, and also today's speaker, excellent speaker. So a lot of information is being given to all the students and faculty related to management education. Thank you so much, and thank you to the participants and all the technical team, Mr. Bhasha Garu from CSE department, and Srinivas Reddy from the same department, and our own host department, Lbrce Reddy Garu, Seva Reddy, and other faculty members are contributing a lot to make this event very successful. Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you. And you please, all the participants, please submit your feedback so that we will send e-certificate to your mails. The feedback link is displayed on the screen. Stay safe. Stay home, stay safe.